Oak Island, a mysterious island off the coast of Nova Scotia, has been believed to hide a great treasure for centuries. The island is said to be cursed, and the legend warns that 7 people must die before the treasure is revealed. 6 have already lost their lives trying to find it. The story began in the late 17th century, when a group of boys discovered a depression in the ground and began digging. They found a layer of stones placed by human hands and wooden planks every 10 feet, like a hidden staircase leading into the earth. Captain Edward Teach and William Kidd, better known as Blackbeard, are one of the most famous names tied to Oak Island. According to legend, Edward once boasted that he buried his treasure where none but Satan and myself can find it. Many believe Oak Island, with its intricate traps and hidden tunnels, fits that description. The center of the island's mystery is the money pit, the shaft first dug by the boys. Over the years, treasure hunters have returned to dig deeper into the pit, finding more wooden platforms every 10 feet. However, a hidden flood tunnel connected the pit to the ocean, and water suddenly rushed in, filling the hole. This clever trap has stopped every attempt to reach the bottom for more than 2 centuries. In the early 18s, treasure hunters uncovered an even stranger clue, a stone tablet found about 90 feet down in the money pit. The tablet had cryptic symbols carved into it, and later some claimed the symbols were decoded to say, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. Over time, pieces of parchment, links of gold chain, and coconut fiber have been uncovered, adding to the mystery. The connection of Captain Edward and Captain Kidd to the island remains a subject of debate. Despite all the digging, no one has reached the bottom of the money pit or fully solved the mystery of the cryptic stone tablet. The thrill of Oak Island lies in its endless questions about the money pit and its connection with the pirates. Oak Island, a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia, has been a subject of fascination for centuries due to its connection to the Knights Templar. The Templars, a medieval Christian military order, were established in the 12th century to protect pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. After their persecution, they scattered across Europe, seeking refuge in regions like Scotland, Portugal, and England. They are thought to have transported their treasures to places where they could protect them from confiscation. One of the most intriguing connections is the discovery of a lead cross on Oak Island, which closely resembles carvings found in a Templar prison in Dom, France. Scientific testing of the lead cross revealed it originated in southern France during the same period, strengthening the theory that the order had a presence or influence in North America. Researcher Zena Halpern presented maps and ciphers suggesting Templar activity on Oak Island, with her 14th century map including features like the swamp and other landmarks associated with the island. This date indicates the possibility that surviving members of the order continued their secretive operations, perhaps even reaching Oak Island. Royston Cave, discovered in England, provides further evidence connecting the Knights Templar to Oak Island. It is believed to have served as an initiation chamber for the Templars, with its walls adorned with carvings and symbols associated with the order, including crosses and depictions of saints. Gretchen Cornwall, an author and historian, has further explored the links between Royston Cave, the Templars, and Oak Island, theorizing that the cave may have been part of a network of sites used by the Templars during their secretive missions. The Rochefoucauld family, a noble lineage in France with known ties to the Templars, is also believed to have played a role in transporting or safeguarding Templar treasures. The evidence linking the Knights Templar to Oak Island is compelling, with artifacts, symbols, and historical records suggesting that the island played a role in their efforts to safeguard their treasures. As researchers and explorers continue to uncover new clues, the connection between the Templars and Oak Island grows stronger, offering tantalizing glimpses into one of history's greatest mysteries. The Baconian theory suggests that Shakespeare's lost manuscript prize remains elusive. What sets Marty apart in this endeavor is his approach to the hunt, which combines his engineering skills with a meticulous attention to detail. This methodical approach is complemented by his willingness to employ cutting-edge technology. From sonar scans to heavy drilling equipment, Marty ensures that no stone is left unturned, or no part of the island remains unexplored. This blend of old-school adventurism and modern technology has defined the Oak Island treasure hunt under the Lagenas. Outside of treasure hunting, Marty is known for his commitment to renewable energy. After selling his oil and gas company, he founded Heritage Sustainable, which aims to develop one of the largest wind turbine projects in the United States. His passion for sustainable practices extends into his personal life, as he owns and operates a vineyard in Michigan that practices organic farming. Despite his numerous business ventures and the ongoing treasure hunt, family remains a central part of Marty's life. He is married, has 2 children, and his son, Alex, joins him in his Oak Island endeavors, making it a family affair. The show The Curse of Oak Island has shown Marty as a brother, a father, and a leader, showing viewers the many sides of him. Marty Lagena's quest on Oak Island is a testament to the power of curiosity and the human spirit's quest for discovery. His story is one of passion, perseverance, and adventure, inspiring many to follow their curiosities, explore, and never give up. As the seasons progress, viewers continue to be hooked by the promise of new discoveries and the unfolding story of Marty and his team. Marty's legacy will be as one of the most compelling treasure hunters of our time, a man who showed that with determination and innovation, old legends can be revisited and perhaps, one day, even solved. Alex's role at Oak Island Tours gives us a peek into his multifaceted responsibilities. Being part of the Lagena family and their tourism business, it's quite likely he's involved in much more than just the TV show. He's probably deeply engaged in the family's business strategies linked to the treasure spot. The variation in his production titles hints that his actual involvement is way more detailed than it might seem. Alex's main gig is over at Mari Vineyards, a winery his uncle Marty started back in 1909 to 1992. They are all about crafting fine wines from Italian grapes, and they are big on experimenting with flavors, which turns each wine bottle into a unique taste adventure for those who love their vino. Alex brings a lot of energy to the enterprise, pouring his heart into the enterprise. The calm vineyard setting boosts the whole winemaking process, and using Italian grapes underlines their commitment to keeping things authentic and top-notch for wine aficionados. As the general manager, Alex leads Mari Vineyards with great success, distributing their wines across 16 states. The vineyardologist took a closer look at the arrowhead using an X-ray fluorescent spectrometer, which used radiation to analyze the composition of an object without damaging it, which is a perfect tool for fragile historical artifacts. Emma Culligan's analysis did not definitively confirm its origin, but it did add weight to the theory. It was one more piece of evidence that suggests a deeper, older history for Oak Island than we previously thought. The team also explored bog ore, a naturally occurring iron deposit that is basically a Viking hallmark. Mark explained how bog ore, a mix of ferrous oxide and sand, was commonly used in Europe for forging tools and weapons as far back as the 5th century BC. It is also found in swampy areas, which just so happens to include both Lanços Meadows and Oak Island. If the materials match, it could be the smoking gun that ties Viking activity directly to the island. The significance of this potential connection cannot be overstated. Viking blacksmithing techniques were highly advanced for their time. If the arrowhead or any other artifact found on Oak Island was made using bog ore, it would be a strong indicator of Norse involvement. Marty summed up the situation perfectly. Oak Island has become incredibly complex. With so many different theories, artifacts, and timelines, it is a puzzle with pieces that seem to come from entirely different boxes. But every discovery, like this arrowhead or the bog ore, helps eliminate some possibilities while opening the door to others. The Viking connection adds a layer of richness to the story. It intertwined exploration, craftsmanship, and the mystery of Oak Island in a way that feels almost too good to be true. Additionally, the possibility of a connection to the Knights Templar, who are often theorized to have used Oak Island as a secret repository for treasures and artifacts, is also intriguing. The Vikings were unrivaled navigators of their time, and their expertise in navigation and survival in harsh conditions could have made them invaluable allies. The artifacts found on Oak Island over the years make things even more interesting. The evidence of Viking presence in North America is a complex and multifaceted topic. Meadows is the only confirmed Viking settlement in the region. But other clues include butternut seeds found at the site, which suggest the Norse traveled much farther south than Newfoundland. This aligns with the sagas, which describe a place called Vinland, rich in resources. Other North American archaeological sites have discovered artifacts resembling Norse craftsmanship, such as the Maine penny, a silver coin from 11th century Norway, found in a Native American archaeological site in the 1950s. The Templar connection is another intriguing aspect of the Viking presence in North America. Historical records confirm the Templars were a powerful Catholic order during the Crusades, tasked with protecting pilgrims and managing vast wealth. However, there is no solid evidence tying them to North America, and the theory hinges on speculation and the mysterious disappearance of Templar treasures after their order was disbanded in the 14th century. If the Templars did come to Oak Island, what could they have left behind? Proponents argue that their treasure, possibly including the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, might have been hidden in the money pit. However, no definitive Templar artifacts have been unearthed on Oak Island, and the dates don't always align with their timeline of activity in Europe. The case for Viking involvement on Oak Island gains traction with each new find, such as an arrowhead analyzed by Emma Culligan and bog ore found both on Oak Island and at Lance O. Meadows. If these materials can be matched through further analysis, it would strengthen the argument for a Norse connection. However, it is essential to approach these theories critically, as every tantalizing clue has a counterpoint to consider. The Templar connection relies heavily on circumstantial evidence and gaps in historical records, while the Viking theory, while supported by physical evidence, is still far from conclusive. Skeptics also argue that the artifacts found on Oak Island could have been brought there later by settlers or collectors, and that the lack of definitive Viking structures or settlements raises questions about the Norse presence.